a must-have.
Needs a downpipe.
Yeah, not the day to be going balls out wild in this car, but enjoy what we can. Some traction in fifth gear, that's good. It's a little more dry out here. It's about half throttle. So if you think that the XDrive upgrade is worth it, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. bend, but trying to be somewhat respectful. One thing I can say about this car is that everybody wants to play with you. Everybody. Bright red M4 with the ugly nose. Everybody wants to see it. That's the funny thing about it. It's just so weird looking that everybody just stops to look at it and admire it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it's interesting that every person that I've driven past that has somewhat of a sports car has made an effort to look at it and go over it. And like, you know, I gotta say that this is pretty hilarious seeing kids on the street, like literally just in awe over this car. Every time I'm driving home, around this time actually, 3 p.m., I always see kids walking home from school or something like that, and they're just staring, just, look, the M4. This thing is very slippery on the road. It does not like the winter weather at all. Very nice, very nice. I like the green caliper vibe he's got going. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different drive modes and stuff like that that you can go through, but so far I put M1 just for the sake of vlogging and stuff like that. Everything closed up, quiet. I'm gonna throw traction control back on because this car is an absolute monster. It might not be the prettiest looking thing, but like I said, it's a monster. So that being said, if this car handles so poorly in the cold and wet, but the support display is on. It's like a rolling computer, and I really like that aspect of it. I get in this car and I go, yeah, this will make a really good daily driver, but in terms of getting in it and feeling like it's really special, not like anything like the F80 was. The F80 was like a track car really on the road, which I can see as a consumer, you wouldn't want to buy that. And the direction that BMW seems to be going lately is they want to appeal to the masses, and this car is definitely a lot more user-friendly if you know how to drive, sort of. But it's not as rough and rugged and crude and unforgiving as the F80 body was. Soft, it's got a lot of It's got a lot of comfort to it. It's got a lot of easiness to it. The seats are nowhere near as stiff and rough that the F80 was. And the G Series just seems to be more comfortable. On my G Series 550, that was one thing. I mean, that thing was horrible just because it had those ginormous 20-inch wheels on it with extremely low profile tires, and it was just, oof, that was rough. Driving this around every day on the roads in New Jersey as it's sort of wet and just this car will break traction no matter what. Anytime that I give it basically 50% or above, the car breaks traction, and it's pretty funny that that happens. But I mean, you know, hey, whatever. But it's like driving my Hellcat all over again, but in the summer. I mean, that car, anywhere I went before I put the NT RRs on, that thing would be flying all over the place. This car, I think it's got all seasons on here, and it's just a mess, but that's okay. I wouldn't ask very much from a rear-wheel drive German sports car. So, if somebody's asking the question, is it worth it to pay the extra pennies to grab the XDrive model that you can switch into rear-wheel drive on the new model, I would say go for it, because buying this car in rear-wheel drive but trying to daily drive it in anything but optimal warm weather that's 50 degrees and above, you're probably not going to have an enjoyable time. This car just seems to be really cool. I'd say it's cool. I like the technology in it. I like the way that the seats are. The seats are pretty cool. They're really comfortable. This car definitely likes to play, but I just can't get over that front grille. I'm not gonna get sold on it. There's a lot of people out there who will openly say, oh, you know what, it's grown on me, but I kind of don't believe them. And if it has grown on them, then I'm happy for them, but it definitely hasn't grown on me. I'm not really a fan of it. I'm hoping that an aftermarket company comes out with a front bumper, because if they do, if it's easily purchasable, I would get it. I would get this car. I would daily drive this car because I love my C63S so much. I don't want to drive it every day just because I like preserving it, I like enjoying it, and I like keeping it special. But this car, this just, I don't know, it doesn't feel special, and that's also a point to talk about when looking at buying one of these cars, is that it's not going to give you that special race car feeling. You're not going to feel motivated to keep it in the garage and take it out on special events, which is okay. A lot of people that buy these cars, they want to drive them, they want to put the miles on them, they want to enjoy it. This car is way more forgiving than that F80. But some people are looking for that special experience where they have a race car, so to speak, in their garage, and this just doesn't feel like that to me. It also has automated brake assist or whatever you call it, but it kind of, I feel like, I could be wrong, but it kind of just feels like a cheap cop-out to try and feel like the DCT. It's not the DCT. This is not anything at all like the DCT transmission, and I just feel, it feels fake. It feels automated. It does not feel like it's that rough, rugged race car feel that you have to engage the clutch and let's leave the manuals out of this conversation, but we're talking about this baby right here. So it's just not that same feeling. I don't know how to describe it. Like, this is more of a daily driven type of vehicle. The transmission is smoother. You can turn it up and make it as rugged or soft as you want, which is cool, but really when you get down to it, it's not that same feeling as the DCT, and some people miss that. I know myself, I miss that feeling, and I know that a lot of users miss that feeling, but BMW, their brand, they seem to be going in the direction of just trying to appeal to the masses, which is fine. I respect that. They're trying to do business. You know, at the end of the day, they're a business. They're trying to just make as many sales as possible, and I'm sure there is a lot of regular consumers out there that want to buy a car that they can drive every day and feel comfortable on their way to work and grab their venti mocha choca, you know? Yeah, so there's a lot of different things that you could say about this car, but it's good for daily driving. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not that special feeling that you get when you hop in an F80 and you just go nuts with it, but at the same time, it's not comfortable. So if you're looking for a cool car with a cool badge on it, with a lot of cool technology inside of it, even lie about that, this is a really, really tech-friendly, tech-savvy car that's got a lot of options that you can go through, and it's fun. If you live in the Northeast like me, I highly suggest opting for the XDrive model from 2022, because the rear-wheel drive model, if I floored it right now at 80 miles an hour, I would probably break loose on the highway.